Greetings from Dystopia, episode 11. Out here in a different preserve today because the other one just had too many people in it, at least to sit around and record because they were running by and making all the noise. It's actually a beautiful day. The sun is starting to come out, as you can see behind me here. Right now it is 62 degrees. It's very nice. I started doing the recording in the van. However, like an idiot, I did not charge my camera and ran out of battery. And I found one more thing with the Lumix that's working against it as a permanent camera. Besides the fact that the tripod mount lug came right out of the body of the camera, it will not run off of external power. It is a charge-only circuit. So that's 2 strikes against that camera. Quick answer in PM. Somebody asked what the logo is on my Stanley thermos mug. That is for the Fiberglass Manifesto. If you are a fly fisher, you probably already know of them. It's a blog run by Cam. It's at www.fiberglassmanifesto.com. If you love fly fishing and you like old school fiberglass fly rods and even some spinning rods he's put up, it's a great blog to read. It's a good blog all around. Cam does a damn good job of maintaining it. He has a lot of rod reviews, a lot of rod weights, discussions, all of the good stuff. It's all there. And the same person asked me about this. This is coffee spelled backwards, EFOC, because I don't give a fuck until I've had my coffee. It's just a thing that made me laugh. I don't remember who it was that asked about the pack. I think it was John Vetterly. No, it wasn't. It was Kelly Vaz, I believe. Or he asked about it as well yesterday. So this is the pack I'm using right now. This is my running vest. This is the Swiftland Hydro 5 from REI. It is a 5 liter or 305 cubic inch pack. The empty weight, I don't know, 12 ounces, somewhere around there. It's a good vest if you need a smaller vest. I would think this would be ideal for spring, summer running. For late winter into fall, you're probably going to want a larger pack because you're going to be wearing more layers and you need to be able to strip down and somewhere to put them. I found that my fleece does not pack into this. So that's, again, late winter, later fall. It's probably not the best vest. I guess I'll go over the negatives first because these are actually the quicker items. The lack of D-loops on the bottom here to allow you to hang. If you have Z-type trekking poles, that fold down, there's nowhere to hang them. There is a small loop left on the side of the fabric. However, the way this comes around your back, it is useless. Yeah, I'll just put it on real quick. It would be useless to try and hang any gear off of it because the strap is more to the side of your back instead of dead center. Instead of, on the center line of your back, it's around the edges. So you can't really get in there and hang any gear off of it. While I have it on, I can show you one of the other. And these are really my only 2 complaints. The adjustable chest strap, sternum strap, and the adjustable rib strap. They both tighten very well. They're on a sliding track, which is common now in a lot of packs. They both have clips for your water hose from the hydration bladder. Both sides do, but as you'll see when I get it tight, actually, well, of course there's no water bottle in it now, but you will cause the straps to slide. They very easily slide with just the slightest twist. So as the pack shifts while you're running, it actually comes loose. It won't come off, clearly, because you're buckled in. So it's not going to fall off of you. But they do become extremely loose during running. I've already emailed them. This is a probably 3 cents per pack fix. All it is, and I went and looked at all of my other backpacks. They all are done this way, but this one is not for whatever reason. So this one's, as you look around the back of this, so this goes into, I have to flip the pack around. I don't need to tell you how buckles work, but this mates in like this. This edge, where it goes up against that strap right there, I can get it to focus on it. There are no teeth, no serrations along that edge. On every other pack I own, there's serration right there. So that when the strap is in this mode, this lower strap, which is the outer strap, binds up against those teeth, so it cannot slide. Again, that's probably just a few cents per piece. However, having worked in the plastic industry, I know that that's not necessarily an easy fix, because they would have to redesign the entire insert in the mold that makes this plastic piece to add those serrations right there on this runner. Easy fix, but will they fix it? I don't know. Like I said, I have emailed them about it. It is a cool mesh, breathable fabric. You can actually see right through it. Very comfortable. I can only guess this is going to be very strong. I've not actually had this pack that long. If you wouldn't dump so much fuel, you wouldn't backfire. Each side has two mesh pockets. The top one is an adjustable cinch closure to accommodate various size water bottles. I use a flexible squeeze water bottle from Ultimate Direction that actually fits in there very well. I use the extended drinking tubes, which I can stick behind this strap right here. I'm trying not to give you the finger. They stick behind this strap very well while I'm running. Like I said, the overall capacity of the vest would be fine for spring and summer, early fall. It has an outer mesh pocket that is strapped over when you're wearing it. You tighten the side strap, which I have run all the way down through here now. So that's how you strap that adjustable mesh pocket closed. It's actually very big. This is where I carry my first aid kit when I'm running. Yeah, I'm one of those guys. It does come with a 1.5 liter hydration bladder, which goes in the outer pocket up against your back. I am not using the hydration bladder right now. I'm not a super big fan of them. It is the folding top bladder system, which I do like better. So it's like a roll top bag. You open it up, you put the water in, you fold the top down, and there's a retainer clip that slides over the top of it. It's a very secure system. It is easy to make it slosh proof, at least initially. As you go down and down in water levels, it will start to slosh. It's not a baffled bladder like some of them I'm seeing come out now. Main compartment is its own cinch strap. There's a plenty long loop on it. The cam retention took me a minute to figure out. If you pull this strap, it actually actuates the cam. I had never seen one like this. I'd only seen the squeeze type, not the pull type. So yeah, you get your thumb in there and then pull, and the bag opens up. It is a wide open bag. The only compartments are on the back at the top. You have a side compartment which is the size of most cell phones. My Google Pixel XL fits in this pocket with no problem. It has a smaller pocket on this side, as well as a key retention, or whatever you decide to put it on there, but it's meant for keys. Just drop them in the pocket and they're not sloshing around. Other than the lack of D-rings and that lack of bite on the cinch straps, particularly the ones across the chest. Other than that, I am completely happy with this pack. The MSRP, I believe, is $89, and so it does put it in the lower price range of some of the packs. The Ultimate Direction pack that I had a few years back cost me around, I want to say it was $140 when I bought it. My watch is hollering at me to move. Now, like I said, the battery died on the other camera, so I will mix these two together to make sure I get you guys a video out. In the other video, I talk about some things that are coming up on the channel, some things I can do. Carolyn, I did talk a little bit about your question about the veteran mind during this type of a situation. I also, again, talked about the things that are coming up. I will put that after this part, so this will be the first section of the video. So yeah, coming up in the video, the veteran mind during situations like this. Talk a little bit about making sure that your food capabilities at home and your stock supplies, just different ways to think about it going forward to make sure that you are prepared at home. My gut says this is not the last time we're going to see something like this in our lifetimes, where we have to shelter in place due to pandemics. We're getting stupid. You know, we're venturing into forested areas in South America where people have never been, where there's native tribes that have never seen human beings other than their tribes. You would think on this planet that wouldn't be the case, but it is. So we may run into things like that where we find some type of virus that we are not immune to, but yet the native people are. Yeah, it's a little psychic. Whoa, dude, turn. This Robin was heading straight at me. The last second he turned. So yeah, I don't think it's the last time we're going to see something like that. And it's just common sense anyways. You can ride through supply chain interruptions. You can ride through strikes for truck drivers because you have this reserve of foodstuffs, of paper products. I joke about that later on too. You'll hear it. But yeah, other than that, like I said, it is a beautiful day. Sun's coming and going behind some very light clouds, but that's it. So I will turn you over to the other me and we'll finish up this video. See you guys. I'm gonna start this one by saying I'm about ready to lose my shit. Around here, the preserves are open, or at least in this particular county. The problem I've been seeing yesterday and today is that since the city of Chicago closed down the lakefront and their parks, the uptick in visitors to our local parks have gone out the roof, which tells me that people are traveling from the city to the suburbs to go walk in the woods. Under normal circumstances, I wouldn't bat an eyeball. Hey, you're good, you're outside, you're doing something. Right now, it's not a good idea. Stay in your home area. Do not travel. It is 34 miles to the lakefront. I'm not at home. Probably 26 or 27 miles to the lakefront. I was going to look it up exactly, but it's close enough. You get my point. If you're sick, even if you're just a carrier, you have now brought it out to this area. If you're not sick and you've come out here and you contact it, you've now going home to your area. Don't do it. Do not travel. Stay within your local area. I'm 6 miles from my house. 6 miles. And this is about the limit that I will go right now. You know, it's just... I applaud the fact that people want to get out. You know, right now it makes sense. And you are allowed to go out to exercise, to spend time outdoors. Don't congregate. Don't travel. Be smart. It pisses me off. This particular preserve I'm at right now, I'm in their horse parking lot. This is where you would come in if you had horses and offload and saddle up and go for a ride east of here down the trails. There are no horses here. There's nobody out here riding horses. I'm here. There are 5 other cars in this parking lot. I get it. These 4 other cars, it's 5 cars total, probably came here for the same reason I did. They know that it's a horse park and it's not going to be occupied. Yeah, maybe you can see how much this bugs me. I am doing my best to stay away from people, to distance myself, and I can't control what other people do, and I need to remember that. A couple corrections from yesterday. As I was going through the edit, I probably should have fixed them right there, but I figured, you know, it's more we can talk about today. As far as what you eat for meals, Sherry, sis, typically what I try to do, and as far as breaking it down, you know, on individual meals, you know, is I made notes this morning while I was thinking about it. 1 carb, 1 protein per meal. Occasionally it's unavoidable because you want to have eggs with bacon. Okay, but don't have eggs, bacon, and sausage, you know. If you're going to go out to eat, try your best. If you go to a fast food chain, try your best just to get the burger or the fish sandwich or the rib sandwich, whatever. Don't get the extras. Don't get the French fries. Don't get the supersized soda. Skip the add-ons. Just get the burger. You know, you've already eliminated huge portions of waste carbohydrates and fats, and we'll say non-healthy fats, even though they're all supposed to, they all say they're using healthy fats now, but you know. But yeah, just skip all the extras. Just get the burger, get an iced tea, get a water, skip all the rest of that. The other thing I failed to mention, and now Weight Watchers does this automatically, but if you are calorie tracking or using some other app, I can't speak for other apps, but in order to lose weight, you have to run at a calorie deficit. You have to be using and burning more fuel than you're eating. That's what makes the difference. That's what turns your body around and starts you to shrink, because your body starts consuming all of its fat reserves. So you have to run at a calorie deficit. The other one is, and this is the hardest one, I still struggle with this one myself. Eat 3 or 4 meals. 3 or 4 lower calorie, smaller meals. Kick the snacks to the curb. I did really good with this the first October, November, December, January, February. So the first 5 months. I've caught myself now over the last month sneaking in snacks. It's a no-no. Even I know it's a no-no. And I'm kind of beginning to correlate that now with a plateau that I had with the weight coming down. When I hit 197, 198, I hit this plateau for about a week, and then I dropped a little bit more, and then I plateaued again. And I've been able to go back and correlate that with my shopping, and it's where I've been sneaking in the snacks. I'm not talking a banana, I'm talking, the occasional bag of chips. And I had these little roasted Asiago cheese cracker, saltines, little things like that, where, it's like, okay, I'll eat it. It's 4 points for the package. Well, yeah, for the, for a serving, 4, but obviously I probably didn't pay attention on my tracking, so that has caused that plateau, the drop. Now I'm at another plateau. So yeah, get rid of that crap. Keep 0, if you're doing Weight Watchers, keep 0 point snacks. If you're not doing Weight Watchers, keep low to no calorie snacks. Fruits, vegetables, things like that. I posted up yesterday asking for suggestions for things to do in future videos, and I'll start working on those here pretty soon. The one I'm debating on talking about today, I'll do that one. I'll talk about that one last. But my buddy Jim suggested going over different fishing outfits, whether it's, what's in my fishing bag for trout, or what's in there for warm water species, bass, bluegill, smallmouth bass, pike, things like that. Can definitely work on that. I know I think the vast majority of my friends are actually fishermen, so I'll try and weave this all together so there's something for everybody in each video. Raspberry Pi, Arduino. Now I'm addressing the computer geeks, although the Raspberry Pi is simple enough that anybody with basic computer skills could get one together and have it function. Roll down the windows a little bit, it's starting to get warm. Trying to keep it where I've got some cross ventilation here. If you're not aware of it, Raspberry Pi is a small single board computer. It's a tinkerer's PC computer. I don't know how to describe it, but it was designed for K-12 education. Intro to computers, sensors, things like that. But there are so many cool projects you can do with Raspberry Pi. I've talked about one I'm working on, so we'll probably spend a little bit of time on that. I will actually take it all apart, probably tonight, clean up my desk, set up my camera for top-down shooting, and we can walk through some of that, and we'll probably do that this weekend in one of the videos. I'll just spend a few minutes in each video kind of going over it. Not so much as a lesson plan, but just so that I'm interweaving things so there's video for everybody. Jim also mentioned cooking and diet since I've been downsizing, which I love that. I love that term, since I've downsized. Yeah, 70 pounds. I can go over that some. I'm not cooking anything unusual other than the air fryer. In fact, I'm eating most of my foods whole and raw. as far as fruits and vegetables. So review some of the TV I've been watching, make recommendations. Yeah, I can do that. I am not your normal TV watcher at all. In fact, I do not watch network television. The vast majority of my stuff is YouTube, Amazon, Netflix, Vimeo, Curiosity Stream. Subs off of Amazon. I have BritBox, and I forgot the other British TV network that you can get through Amazon. I'm a big fan of British television, but I want to say Thinking Man's Television. Crime dramas, and then the rest of it is typically educational. A few years back, just regular TV was starting to turn my brain to mush. And I hate reality TV. I hate it with a passion. I know I've said this before. You don't really learn anything from reality television. If anything, young adults learn bad and poor behavior. There's nothing that stimulates your brain beyond just schadenfreude, taking pleasure in other people's pain. So yeah, I'm completely anti-reality television. I prefer to exercise my brain, to learn something, to continue to grow. Talk about myself. They don't know much about Proto-Rick. I'm not... I'll take a minute on that one. I am not a very open person, a public person as far as my life, as far as where I live, how I live, what I do with close friends, things like that. That is I don't know how to explain it. There's this boundary with me that I honestly don't know if it's to protect myself or just not to allow other people to spoil things for me, you know? It's like every time I state a personal opinion, people love to dissect it, or, you know, it's this keyboard warrior mentality over the last, I'll say 5 to 10 years, that's actually caused me to shut down more and more as far as my personal life. Beyond what you see here, beyond what people know me at work. In fact, 2 years ago, I took somebody from work fishing, and he laughed. He's like, you know, outside of work, you are exactly the same outward. You don't change your personality, but yet you're more open, more... I can't remember exactly how he said it, but and it's because out of work or out of a social environment with people that I don't want to say it that way. I was going to say people I don't give a shit about. That's not true. My coworkers, at least at this last job, were I worked with a great bunch of people. Two of the girls I worked with became very much like my own daughters. It's that group of people I worked with there are very much like my military friends, and most of you that are my military friends will know what I'm talking about. It's that there's a rather unique bond at that company. And I think it's the environment. I think it's the change in the top-down sense. You know, the top has no sense of the company has no sense of the people that work for them. And I think, much like in a military environment, that causes a cohesion between your co-workers or your fellow soldiers that you won't see anywhere else. Because they realize that they need to pick up that slack or that lack of leadership and build each other up. The the humor in my last job was very military, very toxic. I know you guys have seen all the jokes with me and a couple of them from work, particularly one guy, John. John is one of the most down-to-earth people that I've met in a long time. He is what it says on the package. He makes no bones about it. And most of them there were like that. They are very genuine people. There's no superficiality. There's no difference between what you see at work and what you see outside of work, except for the flow of alcohol. But yeah, I'm not very open with my personal life, with my emotional life. Those of you who do know those details about me are the ones, you're the ones that I trust. You're the ones I consider the closest friends. Yeah, I don't like to talk about that side of myself. I don't mind sharing, the things I do, like with the weight loss, the walking, the hiking, the running, the snowshoeing, the diet. I have no problem with that. But as far as what's in here and what's in here, that's a little difficult for me. But yeah, I'm sure over time you guys will figure things out on your own. You're smart people. But yeah, so we'll introduce some of these things. One of the questions I was asked is to talk about the veteran mind in a lockdown world. That's one that's going to take a little bit of thought. I'll say flat out right now that my veteran mind is to the point where I'm about ready to start taking a baseball bat to people. It's this whole, my military friends will probably get the term FFI, failure to follow instructions. Lack of attention to detail in instructions. It goes along with what I was saying now with people traveling out of their zones. The instruction is stay at home. You're allowed to go outside and exercise. You're allowed to grocery shop. You're allowed to go to work and return to home. That's what you do. I am out of the home right now. I came out to exercise. I'm talking to you guys, which right now I'm considering as work. As soon as I'm done here, I will shut down and I will go to the house. Don't socialize with your friends. Do not publicly socialize with friends. Do not gather in groups. These are all the instructions that are given, and people are failing to follow it. So the military mind is, I want to start barking orders. I want to start dressing people down for not only putting themselves at risk, but for putting me at risk, for putting my friends at risk, for putting everyone else at risk because they cannot follow a simple instruction. This is not yet a quarantine situation. I can see where this could very easily become exactly that, where you cannot leave your home. And it's going to be because people fail to follow instructions. Military mind completely understands the need to stockpile goods. However, you should have been prepared from the start. this mad dash to buy toilet paper. My favorite one of that is the meme that says the reason why people bought so many toilet paper is because they have to eat their own cooking for the first time. So yeah, massive diarrhea. You should have been prepared long before this. So as I'm hoping that people will learn from this, and one of the lessons that they learn is that it is your responsibility to take care of yourself, to be ready for a situation. This should now start to teach people a lot. I was raised with the mindset of, other than fresh products, we always had 30 to 60 days of food at home. I grew up with my mom canning fruit and canning vegetables from the garden, literally canning them in ball mason jars. We would have months and months of canned goods. Mom always had stuff around Dad as well. Always had, the way I remember it, they always had the basic goods to make bread, to make cookies, to make, pretty much anything you can think of. I remember huge bags of potatoes and carrots that Mom would always keep around the corner in the kitchen by I think that was the heater in that corner. It's funny, as I've forgotten. Yeah, I think it was the heater. And the water heater was behind that. But anyways, there was this little closet from where the stove was. You went over just a little bit and then it turned, and right there was that little room. Every little nook and cranny in the house, Mom had mason jars of canned goods. We had metal canned goods, always. The refrigerator was always full. The cabinets were always full. Too many times right now, I don't want to change this video. There's a bluebird right up here on a branch. Maybe he'll come down closer. If he comes closer, I'll get the camera out. But yeah, we always had that stuff. They were always prepared. And it wasn't an end of the world thing. I think it was just the fact that both of my parents came through the Depression. So they knew, they knew that things could get bad. And somehow that became ingrained in my mind. And I always have a predetermined length of food available. It may be canned goods and dry goods, but I always have it available. Right now, just backpacking meals. I've got, I don't know how many. It's a pretty good sized box of backpacking meals. So yeah, that's the military mind, is you should be prepared, and you should not be, I don't know if this is military mind or my mind, but don't screw your buddy. Don't screw your neighbor. They're the people that you're going to eventually have to turn to. And don't think for 1 second that people forget. Things like that. Like I said yesterday, don't be a dick to the people in the store. It's not their fault they're out of a product. It's your fellow Americans. It's your neighbors, your friends that screwed you over. And that doesn't give you the right to screw them over either. So yeah, if you need a way to figure out the types of things to keep, to have around the home, find an LDS friend, find a Mormon friend, and talk to them about how their pantry works, how their systems work, how they determine what their needs are over a longer period of time. I gained a lot of knowledge on that from the blanks that I had growing up, things that I'd forgotten. I had a lot of Mormon friends over the years that, filled in these blanks that said, well, that's a good idea, but this is a problem you can run into. They have 200 years of figuring out this system. The Amish just talk to people that live more traditional lives, the ones that don't stop every day on the way home to pick up groceries, to pick up dinner. Take this time while we're sheltering. If you don't know how to cook, for God's sake, there's YouTube. Number one resource that's available to all of us. You can learn to cook. You can learn to, I'm not even going to get started on that. Exercise your brains. Now is a super time to do it.